Scorpio, it's Suzanne with Sunny Forest Tarot here to do a weekly reading for you, but whenever you come upon this reading, that's when it's meant for you. We're actually going to take a look at what is unresolved for Scorpio right now, okay? What is unresolved? Let's see. And then maybe we can get some guidance on that, all right? All right, so we're going to start with one of these astrology cards that I really have come to appreciate. All right, so here we have the situation, okay, the situation that is unresolved, how you are handling it right here, and possibly how another person, might be your person, is handling this as well, and then the guidance. All right, so let's see what is going on for Scorpio. What do we have? Healing. All right, so Chiron. Chiron is really about probably something that happened to you in childhood. All right, so there was probably something brought up in a relationship or in a connection that really tapped into something that you might have needed to heal from childhood. All right, and that could be a lot of things. Let's see, what could this be about? All right, so we have Four of Pentacles. So you might have been made to feel like when you shared something or when you said something that you were dismissed. So I feel like this is about, this could be about a connection where you might be dealing with somebody that easily dismisses you or has easily dismissed you. And this is tapping into a way that you might have felt, again, as a child, okay? This has caused you to withhold things that you feel like you might want to share or that you might want to say, but you second guess yourself because you don't want to be dismissed. Okay? So let's see. How is this affecting you? How is this affecting your relationships? We have the Devil. All right? It affects you. It forces you to face your shadow in some way. It might be that when you're in a connection or when you're in a relationship, more than bringing out your higher vibration, it really taps into your lower vibration. All right. You might feel bonded or connected to somebody, but the two of you might be connected through your shadow sides. Okay. And whoever you might be connected to may tend to dismiss you in some way. And because you don't want to be dismissed, because you don't like how that makes you feel, you tend to hold back more than you should. All right. How does this affect somebody else here? Look at that. The Emperor. So that makes perfect sense. Whoever you're dealing with or whoever you have dealt with, you tend to attract people that like to be in control. And they probably control by dismissing your feelings, dismissing your opinion, judging your opinion, mocking your opinion or what you have to say. And it allows them to feel in control. It allows them to feel like the boss. You might feel like almost a subordinate in your relationships or in your connections. Okay? Now, this isn't going to be for everybody, all right? But this is tapping into some Scorpio collective here, all right? So what is the guidance here from Spirit? All right, we've got the Seven of Cups. You know, I feel like the Seven of Cups, the guidance here is that what you might be perceiving, sometimes you're probably right that people do dismiss you on some level, and that frustrates you. but I feel like it happens less than you think it does. You're thinking that it happens more. And Seven of Cups says you really have to be able to decipher what's an illusion, what is coming from within you, and when this is really occurring. So I feel like Spirit is saying pay attention, because I don't feel like this is happening as often as you think it is with a particular person. So the toxicity here is coming from your shadow side, all right, because this is something that has really affected you in your life. So let's see. Let's clarify the healing and the Four of Pentacles. All right, so we've got the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups can be about your connections, about your relationships, about your friendships, about your love relationships. I feel like this isn't just about this person. I feel like it's about how you interact with a lot of people. You might feel like you're always in the background. You're always watching other people. Maybe not contributing as much as you would like. You might do this at work. You might feel dismissed at work. You might feel dismissed within your family. This is about bringing peace to your relationships, healing you so you see how you fit into your different relationships at a higher vibration, okay? What do we have here? Four of Pentacles, and look at this. In this particular deck, there are two special cards. This is one of them. So here we have You Are the Way, all right? You are the way out of feeling dismissed, which is your Chiron. You can look in your birth chart, and see if this is something that, makes sense to you, or this is your reading, okay? But, this is Spirit saying you're the way out of this. Nobody else is going to affect this situation, this healing, your perception of what you're experiencing, your perception of being dismissed. You are the way in getting out of holding back what you want to say. You tend to hold back what you want to say. You might tend to stew a little bit, all right? So let's take a look at the Devil and the Emperor. Devil. High Priestess, yeah. So this is about being quiet. This is about listening to your intuition, but it's clarifying the Devil. So the toxic energy that really triggers this feeling for you is when you're ignored. When you're ignored, when you're dismissed, when people don't pay attention to what you have to say. It's like, here you are, but what do you keep behind the veil? It feels like you have a lot to offer, you have a lot to say, but your belief is that people really aren't going to listen, they're going to dismiss, they're going to make fun, they're going to judge, but that's really coming from within you. That's why I say a lot in readings that your thoughts lie to you. This is a perfect example. This is a perfect reading to really show that. What you're telling yourself, what thoughts are happening to you, and thoughts do happen to you, just like an itch happens to you. You choose whether or not you want to scratch the itch, right? It feels good to scratch the itch. So it feels good sometimes to listen to those thoughts, even though, they're just thoughts. And thoughts do happen to you. They come out of nowhere sometimes. Or when you're in a situation, that feels familiar in a negative way, then the thoughts that come in try to match that negative vibration. All right, this person here, the Emperor, this bossy person, the World. All right, so we've got 2 cards of Capricorn here. Capricorn energy is very structured, likes to be the boss, all right, can be very unemotional, can be very cold sometimes. That can be the challenging side of a Capricorn, all right? So you might be dealing with a Capricorn or somebody that has a lot of Capricorn in their chart. You know, it's like this person acts like he rules the world or she rules the world. But I feel like I do feel like they have good intentions. They get to their goals in a different way than you. So, you know, it's not to say that this is a bad person, but this person may be unaware of how controlling they are and how dismissive they are. And the only way that they're going to realize this is to share how you feel about that. Exactly when it happens. So you have a specific example. The worst thing that people do in relationships is, you know, when they hit a breaking point and they say, you always do this, you always dismiss me, you're always talking over me, you're always making me feel like I don't matter. All right? That's not the way to approach it. The way to approach this, if this is your situation and you're dealing with somebody that you feel like, you know, almost has or is taking authority over you, is when the person actually does it and you're experiencing it. That's when to address it, because then you have a specific example. So that person can learn and realize, oh, geez, you know, I didn't really realize I was doing that. You know, I feel like this person wants a happy outcome with you. You know, and it makes sense that if you're a more submissive type of personality and this person is a more dominant personality, you know, why the two of you might be attracted to one another. But it doesn't mean that one holds more power than the other. And I feel like that's what you might be dealing with. So additional guidance. The majority of this, though, is an illusion, but you might almost be looking for those situations so you can match your Chiron story to the situation that you're experiencing. Additional guidance here, we have the Wheel of Fortune, Sagittarius energy. This is, I feel like, one of your big lessons. Why do I say that? Because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas. The only minor arcana that we have is the 3 of Cups, which is about, you know, how you feel in relationships, your friendships, your love relationships, and the fact, you know, that you might not be finding a lot of peace within your relationships or joy within your relationships because you're dealing with something that, you know, has been a challenge for you maybe since childhood or your young adult years. Feeling dismissed does not feel good, right? So I do feel like this is part of your destined path, okay? It's once you're aware of it, once you're aware of, you know, what you are supposed to learn or what you are supposed to address, then you immediately flip your vibration to moving up. One more on the Wheel of Fortune. Page of Wands. So I feel like the advice here, you know, is a lot of what you feel as being dismissed is illusion. This is part of your destined path. to realize that maybe, Page of Wands, you need to speak with a little bit more passion. You know, if you always speak, maybe you're soft spoken. If you always speak quietly, you always wait until someone speaks to you first or asks you a question. This feels like, you know what, you need to speak up when you feel passionately about something, and it will be heard differently when you take that initiative. Because remember, holding back is the challenge, but you are the way out of that challenge. Okay. All right. So we have cups here. So we're going to use water energy. So to get take a deeper dive into what the situation might be about here. So this is the situation. This is what you're manifesting. And this is the guidance, okay? Because this is impacting you in a very emotional way, okay? And it's causing you to hold back, right? Hold back in the physical world. What, you know, there are things that you want to say, that you want to share, and you're thinking, you know what, it's not worth it. I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be dismissed. I don't want to be ignored. So this is an emotional thing for you. What do we have here? Ooh. Marriage and divorce. All right. So in some way, for some of you, the situation might have to do with marriage and divorce. This might be a husband or a wife or an ex-husband or an ex-wife that you really feel triggered by, you really feel dismissed by. And that's a problem, especially if it's a marriage. So what are you manifesting in this situation? Look at that, an emotional ending. Interesting. An emotional ending could also be an emotional transformation. So there's an emotional ending here, or an emotional transformation, an emotional ending, an ending to allowing your Chiron, you know, to rule you in the now. It's about, this is about healing something that has held you back, that has triggered you. Guidance. Trust God. Okay. I love that card. You know, if, you know, God made you exactly the way you're supposed to be. And He is allowing you to go through life and learn certain things that He and you decided you needed to learn in this lifetime. And one of them is to make your voice heard and not worry about what the judgment, what other people think. I feel like that's ultimately what this is about. Doesn't matter what people think. Especially, you know, people hold themselves back in relationships. They hold literally big parts of themselves back in relationships because they're afraid of judgment, because they're afraid of being dismissed. And it feels like that is something that is trying to end for you. Something that's been very emotionally impactful for you in a negative way in your life. By speaking up or speaking a little bit differently or with a little bit more passion so people know something is important to you, feels like what needs to happen. If you are attracting people that are very dominant in your life, you might want to ask why that might be. Some of the great characteristics of dominant personalities, they might be very successful. They might, you know, take care of you financially. Do you put yourself in those situations? Are you attracted to people like that? There's nothing wrong with people like that, okay? But if it continually brings out this triggered effect for you. Maybe you're choosing the wrong people. All right. If you're attracted to alpha people, whether it's a female or a male, you're going to get this. If you're attracted to beta type of males or females, you know, it's probably going to feel like a more balanced give and take. If you're attracted to sigma personalities, men or women, you could probably experience a little bit of this too. However, a sigma personality type, you know, tends to be a little bit of a loner, not necessarily demanding. They're more live and let live, but they do have leadership qualities. All right. All right. So Scorpio, that is what I have for you. If you're looking for a deeper, more personal reading, certainly reach out. If not, no worries. I will talk to you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.